Hey everybody, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Tammy Talks here. Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 5, drama for yo mama. If you are a returning viewer and you have not yet subscribed, I hope that this is the video that tips you over to hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get into it, y'all. So the episode picks up like literally moments after the last one ended, where Marlo is outside of Kenya's hotel door and she is screaming for her to come on out. She's screaming Summer, calling her a broke bitch, telling her to put Brooklyn in the next room. Like it's weird. It's weird. There's really no way else to say it. It is weird. Marlo is calling Kenya disrespectful in this moment. Then she goes on to tell the other ladies, I'm gonna go get some steak. Y'all can stay here and do whatever it is y'all are going to do. This is after Kenya yells out that if they knock on her door again, she's going to call the police, as she should. As she should. I'm all for Kenya. Like the way that Marlo was banging on that door, kicking on that door, like acting a fool in that hotel, and for what? Because at this point, let's say devil's advocate, right? Let's say that Kenya does come out the room. Let's say that Kenya does put Brooklyn in another room. And then she comes out the room and she comes to sit in your face and entertain you, Marlo. What are you going to gain from that? Do you think that Kenya is going to be pleasant or fun at this point? Like, seriously? Whatever. So Monyetta like gets activated in this moment, and it was very weird. I like Monyetta, don't get me wrong, but it was very weird the way that she just got super activated in this moment. Girl, like the fact that Marlo said that you can stay here and do whatever it is that Kenya wants you to do. Why did that trigger you so much, Monyetta? Why? Monyetta is still looking for that scene, looking for that mark, looking for that moment that is going to get her peach. And girl, this wasn't it. So Monyetta said that she likes Kenya, but she felt that Kenya left her alone with the wolves. She really didn't though. You didn't have to go with them to do that. That's the thing. If Marlo and Sheree and Sanya and Courtney wanted to go up to Kenya's door and knock on her door, nobody made you do that, Monyetta. So the fact that you are saying that as if you were somehow coerced into doing that is weird. So they're in the elevator, and Marlo and Monyetta are going back and forth about I'm gonna do whatever I want to because I will because I want and I want. Like what? Sheree even said in her confessional that it's like playing. It's like watching them play rock paper scissors with two rocks. Like it was just it, a stupid chaotic scene. So they get downstairs out of the elevator. They're in the lobby. Marlo comes out first. She slams the door on Monyetta. Now everybody can sit there. Sheree and Sanya and Courtney, y'all can sit up there and say that she didn't slam that door on her. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. I don't see Marlo. I don't see Marlo coming back from this. Marlo has done so much these past two seasons. Well, season and a half. Not even a half. Season and shit. A fifth. Season and a fifth. One and one fifth season. And she is so unlikable as a peach holder. This is why Nene always said that Marlo didn't need a peach. She don't know what to do with it. She don't know what to do with it. So Sheree and Sanya are trying to make it seem like it's an accident. It wasn't. Marlo then orders a drink at the bar and then goes outside and says that is acting like Monyetta did something to her. And it's like, is Marlo like on an upper when she's filming? To the point that she doesn't remember what she does or that she like goes into this trance. What is really going on? That's not crazy to y'all. So she's outside telling Courtney that Kenya opened the door like a demon. Well, you were kicking the fucking door, Marlo. It's kind of like, what do you expect? How do you expect her to answer the door? What do you expect to gain? It's very weird. Very, very odd. Very, very odd. So Manyata is now on the phone with Kenya. Kenya is like, why are y'all banging on my door like that? What is going on? We hear Brooklyn in the background saying that she's very, very tired. I said, look at Brooklyn coming through with the cosign for her mama. I'm here, y'all. And I'm talking and everybody was like, yeah, okay, we can hear Brooklyn. We can hear yes. I don't think King is gonna lie about her daughter. Well, maybe she will. But I don't think King is gonna lie about her daughter being in her room. So basically now all the ladies are like, well, what is going on? What do you want us to do? Kenya said that she wants people that are not her core group of friends to go home. So Sanya takes the phone in to say, well, I need to know what we're doing. Is it just a football game? Because I have to travel 4 hours. So Kenya was like, well, then you can just stay home. You can stay home. Because, like, what bothered me about that was Sanya, it's like, yeah, Sanya, if you had to work, then why did you come? Why did you come? You're the one that decided that you wanted to come on this trip knowing you had to go to work in the morning to want to come back. If you felt that it was just a football game, you shouldn't have went. If you knew you had something else to do, you shouldn't have went. Sanya is so horrible at this show. It's amazing. Simply amazing. So Sanya's like, all right, bet, girl, bye. So she goes to get her stuff. So Sheree is like, so why are we really here? Is it just for this football game? And I guess what gets me is, since when do y'all need to know every single detail of every single trip? Y'all are filming. So you know that if y'all are there to film, y'all are not just going to be there just for the hell of it in Birmingham. I don't understand this. But why are we here? Is it just a football game? Does it fucking matter if y'all are there just for a football game? It was so like, ah, it is so wild how they are acting like they just need to know what they're going to be doing every single second of this trip. What? Y'all shouldn't have come. Y'all shouldn't have come. Then Sanya makes some like smart ass remark about, well, her core group of friends are here. Drew and Candy didn't bother to show up. Now, they told y'all Drew was sick. And you know that Candy's at an event. So sick of Sanya and her terrible confessional look. It's too much hair. So Kenya finally is like, I'm performing at halftime. I wanted it to be a surprise. So Sheree is like, that's all you had to say. Girl, we're not here for the football game. We're here for you. Well, she was trying to surprise y'all. She was trying to surprise y'all at the football game. I would think y'all going to an HBCU classic game would be enough of an event for y'all to be like, boom, yeah, that's cool. Let's go. But no, so Kenya had to blow up her own surprise. So Sanya calls Marlo and Courtney, and they're wondering where is Courtney says, where's the empathy that they are there? That wasn't the right word. That wasn't the right word. It just wasn't. So then Marlo tells Kenya that she is a rude, selfish, rude. I threw in the rude, but she was a rude, selfish bitch, basically. And she's like, I'm gonna post this on social media. Would that really make Kenya look bad though? Because I feel like y'all know with the housewives, either you love a housewife or you don't. Either you like Kenya or you don't. I'm in the like side. But either you like Kenya or you don't. So you posting that Marlo is either going to infuriate Team Toro or it is going to activate the people that don't like her. But it's not going to really do what you think it's going to do. So Courtney and Marlo come to sit over by Sheree and Monyetta for whatever reason. And Sanya then comes down with all her luggage. And they're still on the phone with Kenya. And I don't know if Sanya clearly didn't know that initially. And she's like, at the level of friendship that we're at, and they're like, Kenya's on the phone, Kenya's on the phone. So Sanya was like, okay, so I just kind of feel Kenya was like, wait. Who's talking? And I did laugh. I did laugh. It was shady, but I laughed. And Sanya was like, "Oh, so now you don't know my voice. We don't care, Sanya. I thought you were leaving. Why are you still in the lobby talking? Why you still in the lobby doing all this talking? Why did you take your coat off? Aren't you getting ready to go? So Sheree tells them finally that Kenya is performing at halftime. So Sanya wanted Marlo and Courtney to leave with her. Did y'all catch that? She's like, "So Marlo, you're really staying? Because if she doesn't want me here, she definitely doesn't want you here." No, Sanya, you can excuse yourself. Don't worry. I mean, Marlo can go too, but don't worry about what anybody else is doing. You can excuse yourself. You can go ahead. I just feel like Sanya, like, oh, she infuriates me. I just feel like TV, this wasn't best for her. We all know how chaotic and just, yeah, her reality show was. So for you to come on and do this show and kind of look even worse, it's not the best. We see Drew. Drew was leaving the hospital with the flu. Did y'all see that when she got in the car, she sat on a bag of chips? I was like, who was eating chips in the car? How long have you been sitting on them? You didn't feel them when you sat down? You didn't see that bright red bag when you got in? Whatever. Kandi is talking to Kandi goes in where Todd is having a meeting. Todd jokingly is like, "Oh yeah, Candy's gonna have to audition for my movie." Let's be real, Candy's not the best. She's not the best actress, but she is decent in the roles that she is in. Candy is good on the shy, right? It's a specific role that Candy is good in. Are we gonna see Candy in a I'm the word Olympic is coming to mind. That's not the word. In the Oscar award-winning role for like best actress, I don't think so. But Candy is good for what she does. So Candy told him, "Well, look, I already got four roles that want me to come and do it without even auditioning." So it was a cute little kiki scene. So basically, though, it's Todd Tucker time. So Candy has carved out this amount of time so she can talk to Todd about what he has going on by her being the EP for his movie. So he's doing this movie called The Past. He brings out this movie poster. Hated it. Absolutely not, Todd. No, sir. No, sir. And was that a white hand holding the past? I feel like if the movie is not starring white people, why are there white hands holding the word the past? And I guess the basis of the movie is a husband and a wife who give each other a pass. I guess. So while they're talking about this, Candy's texting on her phone. Todd thinks it's rude. I think it's rude. If you carved out this time for him, unless you're talking to the driver saying, "I'm up the street, come on out," there was no need for Candy to be texting in that moment, to be real. But they start talking about Mama Joyce and her level of disrespect. And they wonder if Mama Joyce is just doing this to play into this role of the mean mother in law or if she's just trying to be funny. I personally think that Mama Joyce is leaning into this of I'm the mean mother in law. I don't like Todd. I want better for my daughter. Do I think that somewhere deep within Mama Joyce that there's a shred of truth with that? Sure. But do I think that she really can't stand Todd to the level that she's trying to make it seem? I don't. I think that Mama Joyce knows that she's a fan favorite as far as the mothers go because of how outspoken and vocal she is when it comes to Todd. I think that Mama Joyce is doing this and playing this up for the cameras. But at the same time, Candy's sick of it. Todd is sick of it. Todd's daughter Kayla is sick of it. And eventually Ace and Blaze are going to be sick of it too. So Candy is like, I got to talk to my mama. Candy, do it this time. Do it. Courtney's talking to Drew about the trip. We don't care. Marlo is talking to her life coach. And she is saying that she doesn't look up to Kenya, but she admires her. I watched a lot of recaps from last week. Ashley, Bondi, Kia Simone, Rocks. It is very much giving the single white female that they brought up. Like, it's weird. It's weird. It's weird because you came at Kenya wrong this entire trip. Setting aside what has gone on between y'all, setting aside what has gone on between y'all, in the past, you came at her completely wrong this episode and for no reason. The entire time that they were there, Marlo has been doing the most. And her life coach has her talking about something you were upset and you were projecting your anger. So Marlo is doing these like mantras that you give a 5-year old. I am my best self when I'm my best self. I am in control of my feelings. And it's like, Marlo, as grown as you are, you don't need another adult to tell you that. You don't need another adult to tell you that. This life coach stuff has to be fake. It has to just be a storyline. But Marlo has to get a real storyline. You're going to lose this peach that you've been begging and crying and clawing and screaming for. You are going to lose it because one, your rating with the fans is tanking. And I feel like the little bit of fans that you have left, like, why? What is there to stand about Marlo aside from her fashions? I feel like anybody that like justifies Marlo's behavior, that is like agreeing with Marlo's behavior, it makes me question you and your behavior. So then we have Kenya. We get the little disclaimer on the screen. So apparently Kenya called production 9 o'clock that morning, saying that she's not going to be able to film today. She's not feeling the greatest. We then see her calling 911. She's saying that she's dizzy, and that she's having a hard time breathing. So she was telling the dispatch that she's recovering from COVID. Um, yeah, I know when you have COVID. I've actually never had COVID. If I did, I was definitely asymptomatic. But from what I can see from those people that do have COVID, like it kind of lingers for a while. You get clear, you test negative, but it seemed like they were, those people still get like the remnants kind of it, where you get sick again. So she said that she has a numbness and a pain in her left arm. So Sheree's room was right next door, and Sheree hears commotion in the hall. So Sheree opens the door and was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And she sees, the stretcher and the paramedics going in Kenya's room. So Sheree goes in there to check on her as well. While this is going on, Marlo was in her room reading scripture. Sheree calls everybody, has them all come to her room because she wants to let them know about Kenya. So she lets them know that Kenya just went to the hospital. She was having trouble breathing, chest pains, all that kind of stuff. Monyetta has already spoken to Kenya and said that Kenya was on her way to get a chest x-ray. They FaceTime her. Kenya looks sick. Kenya looks sick. I know there's gonna be somebody saying, "Well, y'all know Kenya just made that up." No, Kenya looked physically sick. So she's saying she has a fever of 102. So they're gonna do, run some tests on her. They want to come visit her. She does not want visitors there. Understandable. Brooklyn is with the nanny. So Mariana gets emotional because her mother just passed away. So seeing Kenya in the hospital room and hospital bed like that triggered some emotions for her. So, everybody gathers around Monyetta. Marlo leads prayer. Marlo, of all people, decides to lead prayer. I don't know if I would want Marlo's prayers with the way that Marlo attacks Kenya. I feel like somebody that is my enemy, somebody that treats me the way that Marlo treats Kenya, somebody that talks that disgusting to me, I don't know if I want your prayers. I don't know if I would want them. And then Marlo tries to hug me, Monyetta. Marlo is psychotic. Jekyll and Hyde. It is. I couldn't be in that group with them. Marlo then calls Sanya to let her know what happened. The ladies are all down in the lobby. They're all getting ready to go home. Sheree is saying that since the restaurant wasn't open yet, she Uber eats, breakfast or lunch for everybody. And Marlo is saying how she tried to send some flowers to Kenya, but Kenya was already discharged. So Marlo tries to make a joke. Kenya was in there less time than Sanya ran her race. Shut up, Marlo. It didn't land. it didn't land, and that's okay, baby, but it didn't land. Um, Mayetta gets up and does the dance that she choreographed for Kenya, and they're like, "Wow, Marlo, okay, Mayetta can really dance." So Marlo wants them to keep the same energy when they are back in Atlanta. Sheree even points out, now when Drew and Kandi and Kenya are all around, can we get the same good level-headed energy from you? Mayetta said, "Yes, it's not a problem for me. Just don't try to kill my friends." And Marlo was like, "Oh, I can't promise that." So Sheree's in her confessional, and Sheree is like, her life coach ain't working. It's not working because Marlo is not taking this life coach serious. That's why it's not working. So Courtney asks Sheree, will she now be cool with her cousin? And Sheree is like, well, Drew lied in an interview on me, saying that, she took all the She by Sheree stuff back from them at the reunion. So they have a little issue. As they're all walking outside, Mayetta is still in the lobby. And Marlo was like, y'all know she's not going, the energy's going to change when we get back in. Y'all know it's going to change. And we see the shift in how the divide is going to go for this season. It's the same as last season. So we're going to have Marlo, Sheree, Courtney, and Sanya on one side. The other side is going to be Kenya, Drew, Kandi, and Monyetta. Sheree always picks the wrong side. She's too old for this, but oh well. We get a quick snippet of Sanya and Courtney. They are at like a oils and like a holistic type of place, I think. And Sanya is saying that her feelings were hurt, that Kenya told her she should go home. I think, Sanya, you're forgetting the type of energy that you had, though. It's not like you were asking Kenya, like, how are you doing? Sorry for banging on the door. You came at her with an energy. If you're here, I don't want to hear how long you have to travel. I don't want to hear about what you're doing to be here for me. Either be here or don't. And that's what Kenya was on. So Sanya feels that Kenya just does not like her because she's close with Marlo. I think she just don't like you. She just don't like you. That's it. We have Kenya. So Kenya's back at home. They're back in Atlanta. And Sheree goes to see her. She brought some ginger shots, some other, different things to help her. Kenya still sounds sick. She said chest x-rays all came back clear. They didn't find anything, but she does have the flu now. So Kenya's like discouraged, like, all this back-to-back sickness. She's over it, going from having COVID to now having the flu. Like, something's got to give. So Kenya said that the trip was kind of a blur for her that night, but she does remember that Marlo was kicking at the door. Sheree was like, "Oh yeah, that was terrible, wasn't it? I don't know what was going on with her." Production was like, "Weren't you kicking at the door?" Sheree was like, "No, because I'm a lady." Now, Sheree might have kicked the door a little bit, but she wasn't like banging, booting the door the way that Marlo was. So Sheree then talks about her fibroids. Um, Kenya said that she has had at least 3 or 4 surgeries for those. So they say when you have fibroid surgery that it does come back. My mom has had the procedure to get them like scraped and lasered off like 3 or 4 times. Since I had fibroids and I had mine taken out just right after the pandemic started, like my doctor told me at the time that over the course of the next, 10 years or so, they will probably come back. I'll probably have to get the procedure done again. It happens. Um, Sheree doesn't want the surgery though. So Sheree is she's working with a woman that's supposed to be doing a more holistic approach because she just doesn't want to have surgery. Sheree can keep using the excuse of not having sex for 6 weeks. Girl, you don't care about that. You just don't want to have surgery. That's all that is. You just don't want to have surgery. I don't think you truly care about the fact that you won't be able to have sex for 6 weeks. You are not having sex with Martell Holt. So we get Kandi. Kandi talks to Mama Joyce. So Kandi gets right to it. They start talking about BravoCon and Todd. Mama Joy said the Tide needs to lighten up a little bit. No, 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 no. We're not gonna do the gaslighting. If it's one thing that I cannot stand, it's when somebody is being told that you are doing something to someone. They're expressing how that is affecting them. And they're like, oh, you just need to lighten up. Don't tell people to lighten up. People can feel how they want to feel about stuff. So Mama Joyce will say, well, I never even see Todd. Every time I come, he's in the back sleep. Kandi said, yeah, because he don't want to be around you. You got bad energy. So Mama Joyce, well, that's why I don't come over here. I just won't come over here no more. Well, then don't. Then don't. Don't. You know you got bad energy towards this man. So don't make it seem as if you're doing him any favors by staying away when it costs nothing for you to just be a decent person. It's actually free to not be an ass, but whatever. So Mama Joy said that when when Kandi first got with Todd, he was meek and humble. And now he's like George Jefferson. He's strutting around. I don't get that with Todd. I like Todd. I don't think Todd is asking anything crazy of Kandi. I don't. I don't. So Kandi tells her mom that she needs to accept that, their next wedding anniversary, it'll be 9 years. So Mama Joyce, you have to accept that Kandi likes who she likes. We like different things. Mama Joyce starts talking about the fact that Todd don't take out the trash and he goes to the strip club, and at 6 years old, Ace should be taking out the trash. Yeah, Ace should. I guess in a typical life, but Kandi is rich, rich. I'm sure Kandi has a maid and all this other stuff that comes in. So the fact that we saw that Riley didn't do chores and Riley didn't even know how to clean the bathroom at her big age, do y'all really think that Ace is gonna be taking up the garbage at 6? But it's also, you need to let them raise their kids where they want to raise their kids. It's not because you want Ace to learn to start taking out the trash. It's because you have such a level of disrespect for Todd that Kandi has let go on for this a number of years. That is why Mama Joyce keeps doing it. Kandi wants them to go to counseling so they can, get to the root of what this issue is. Mama Joyce is all for going to counseling, so there we go. There we go. So then the final scene is Sheree, Kenya, and Drew. So they are at one of those Ivy places, which I want to try one. I got to see. I know we have one here, but I want to try one of those Ivy places. So they're at one of those Ivy places. They're going to get some treatments. Kenya wants to get some medicine inside of them because everybody's been, kind of sick lately. When Drew gets there, Sheree immediately gets right to it. And Drew is saying how, well, you did take a lot of the stuff back. I wanted the bag. I didn't get the bag I wanted. And Sheree said, well, that was my personal bag. It had my personal belongings in it. It wasn't supposed to even be on that cart when they brought everything out. So Drew was like, but I didn't get anything. So basically, Drew was just mad she didn't get anything. And Sheree was like, well, I mean, you should have been like Marlo. Marlo was taking t-shirts and hoodies and everything else. So in her confessional, Sheree said that Drew can just go ahead and get on the website and order stuff like everybody else. I said, who's everybody else? Who's everybody else? Who ordering stuff from that website? You ain't even ironing the hoodies. Then they start talking about the stuff with Marlo versus Drew. Drew explains that how Marlo was sitting down until she did get up and she did kind of tower over her. A lot of it is because Marlo is taller than Drew. But at that point at the end when Marlo was screaming, my nephew's dead, bitch, my nephew's dead, bitch, she was over Drew. So Drew said that people from Chicago don't use the word shooting. But then they show a flashback of Drew saying the word shooting. We find out that Courtney has invited all of the ladies to like a. It's not like Drew was describing laser tag, but I feel like it's like, I don't know. It's some activity where you go in and you have to like detonate a bomb. It sounds like a lot, but we see from the trailer it is going to be a mess. It is going to be a mess. So I will see you guys next week for that recap. If you have not already, don't forget, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, share with a friend, and hop in the comment section down below. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.